stressing to be prepared. We want to know what you do when there's impending severe weather. It's our Facebook question of the day. Please share your tips on the LEX-18 Facebook page. We'll share those in about 10 minutes. And this reminder from the American Red Cross, if you need help or have questions about assistance, you can reach the Lexington office at 253-1331. Lindsay's complete storm tracker forecast is coming up in a few minutes. Be sure to stay with our storm tracker team tonight for the latest. And here's a live look at Nashville, Tennessee. Severe storms have also threatened our neighbors to the south. And many True Blue fans are there cheering on Matthew Mitchell's hoops team in the SEC tournament. Fans will also be hitting the road for the OVC tourney, where both Murray State and Moorhead will play tonight. For more information on the True Blue scene in Nashville, we go to LEX-18's Alan Cutler. He's covering UK hoops with their first win in the SEC tournament.
It wasn't a very pretty start by Kentucky. They trailed 20-6. They couldn't get a loose ball. They couldn't throw it in the ocean. They couldn't get a rebound. Their stats at the half were terrible, but they were only down 7 points. In the second half, Audia Mathis proved once again why she is the best player in the Southeastern Conference. She had 21 of her 24 points in the second half. Keela Snowden ended the game with 17 points. Matthew Mitchell said after the game, "I'm not sure why I'm sitting here as the winning coach." It was a big-time comeback with a great deal of toughness by Kentucky as Kentucky wins their opener in the Southeastern Conference Tournament 71-67. Alan Cutler, LEX 18 Sports.
Congrats, ladies. Patients with a rare heart condition come together with the help of social media. More on their stories coming up in today's LEX-18 Health Watch. And advertisers ask Twitter to comb through your old tweets. That's ahead in today's LEX-18 Consumer Watch.
And we've been tracking tornadic thunderstorms for you on the MaxTrack Live Doppler through the afternoon. Those are headed this way. We also have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued by the National Weather Service. All that and more coming up in your storm tracker forecast right after the break.
Now, meteorologist Lindsay Schwartzwalder and your LEX-18 storm tracker forecast.
And the severe weather is now embarking in on the bluegrass, and now we're going to bring you wall-to-wall coverage through the duration of the severe weather event. Here's the latest on the MaxTrack Live Doppler. You can see the strong, severe line, possibly tornadic line of thunderstorms extending from Florence out to Louisville and then further down to the south and west just to the east of Owensboro. Confirmed tornadoes within that, and then ahead of that, squall line, we are seeing isolated supercells that are popping out towards Taylor, Marion counties as well, and these definitely bear watching. I'm going to step off and we'll read some of the town names that are in the path of this storm. Gravel Switch at 419, Mitchellsburg 424, Perryville at 426, and Danville at 433. You are in the line of that potentially dangerous thunderstorm. It'll eventually continue to the east-northeast. This will be moving into Boyle as well as parts of Mercer County. You folks are under a severe thunderstorm warning for the time being. As we take you a little bit further out to the north and east, just to the east of Cynthiana, also tracking a few more supercells, a couple brewing right over Carlisle right now, as well as just to the north and west of Flemingsburg. As for the current warnings, we are starting to see a lot of them. Tornado warnings, confirmed tornadoes across parts of southeastern Illinois as well as southern Indiana, and those are now beginning to push on into northern Kentucky. And for this, we're going to send it over to our chief meteorologist, Bill Meck.
And indeed, we are watching this squall line with embedded supercells, and there is a long history of damage with these coming across southern Indiana and western Kentucky. These storms are now beginning to encroach on our area. We've got our first severe thunderstorm warning that is local, but the main tornado warnings still remain to our north and west. Go ahead and take a look at these storms, and again, the warnings that we are talking about. We'll start you with the tornado warnings, and again, these are warnings that are up for the northern parts of Owen and Grant counties. Those, again, are tornado warnings that do continue. If you want to take it back into the very northern part of Henry County as well, then it goes back into Trimble County. We're also looking at severe thunderstorm warnings that have popped up. These new severe thunderstorm warnings are actually, they're not showing up on that display just yet, but it's for a line of thunderstorms that is now beginning to pop just to the south and southwest of Harrodsburg. These storms are now coming out of Mercer County. You see them there. These storms are headed toward Danville, Harrodsburg. We're also getting a new storm popping up just to the southwest of Nicholasville. So again, these are brand new storms that are developing ahead of the main line. When we show you that main line of thunderstorms, it is now crossing the Ohio River. It is now getting into the I-71 corridor. We'll take some of these lines off of here just to kind of clear it up for you. And again, you see numerous individual supercell thunderstorms, the ones that are likely tornadic at this point, where you see these circling icons. That's indicating that there's a lot of shear aloft. It's north of Newcastle in Henry County. It is a path, that one will take it somewhere near Owenton, likely just north of Owenton. Again, these are all individual supercell thunderstorms. You can see the pattern that we've talked about even last Wednesday, where you have this hooking taking place right in there. That, again, is a storm that is likely tornadic, very close to the Henry County, Owen County line, and that's in the northern parts of those counties. As you look to the southwest along this line, that is now moving in on the Louisville metro area. A severe thunderstorm moving in now on the Louisville metro. That storm had a history of being tornadic earlier. It looks like especially now just to the west of Louisville. And then you move down toward Bullitt County. And again, this is all in the I-65 corridor. You see the community of Brandenburg. Of course, Brandenburg being famous for Kentucky's only F5 tornado back in 1974. But you see those storms between Brandenburg and Shepherdsville off there to our south and west. So again, those storms, that main line is still better than an hour away, but now we're also beginning to see new thunderstorms developing ahead of that main batch. And so this is the area that we're going to have to keep really under constant supervision as the storms are moving rapidly northeast and developing out ahead of this main batch. So the storm that's near Danville, again, that's moving out of Marion County. You see Danville there. You see where that dark gray shading, that's likely where we're seeing hail with this storm at this point. As we come in a little closer, you'll put in Perryville, Mitchellsburg, the storm right over Gravel Switch at this point. And that storm, again, is capable of damaging winds as well as large hail. And again, look at just as one sweep how quickly things move. So you folks in Mitchellsburg, be prepared. And the thing is, with the environment that we have now, it is a case where things can develop very, very rapidly. I want to point out the fact that there is a tornado watch that is in effect until 9 o'clock. That does cover almost the entire area at this point. When we're talking about the safe places to go, this is what we like to remind you of. We like to remind you, it's called the duck method of staying safe. You want to get downstairs. You want to get under something sturdy. And think of these things now. Think of them before your community comes under a tornado warning. So you get under something sturdy, center part of the house, as well, and use those walls as layers of protection. And then finally, what you want to do is keep your head down, keep away from doors and windows, sources of flying glass. Now, as these storms continue to approach, here's Lindsay what to do in case of lightning.
Okay, some lightning safety tips for you. You definitely want to stay inside. You want to stay away from windows. Don't just watch the storm as it approaches. That is not a good idea. If you are caught outside, don't be the tallest thing around. You also don't want to stand under a tree. Cars are okay. You don't want to be on the phone. You don't want to be on the computer. You don't want to be using electrical appliances. Just stay in the center of your home throughout this event. As well as if you do experience power outages, you can call Kentucky Utilities at 1-800-981-0600, Bluegrass Energy at 1-888-655-4243, and for you folks in Jackson, it's 1-800-262-7480.
All right, we continue to track this whole line of supercell thunderstorms, and again, a long history of tornadic damage has been occurring in southern Indiana and back into the western parts of Kentucky. So you get a bigger picture here as to what's going on. The line itself extends from Cincinnati to just about the Louisville metro to the north and northwest of Bowling Green, and some of those supercells in western Kentucky, those are big, big storms. The potential is large this afternoon and evening for long track, severe thunderstorms capable of extensive damage. So it's one of those things that we will continue to be bringing you over the next few hours as this system continues to unfold. Just give you a little quick look outside of Lexington. Here's a live look with our weather bug camera, and that's from St. Joseph Hospital. Right now, Lexington, we're fine. Not much going on, but again, you also notice on Broadway, there's not a whole lot of traffic right now. By the way, we are saying hello to the folks on CNN who are streaming along with us here. We are watching these storms developing as they're now approaching central Kentucky, still well to the west of I-75. So as we go to our MaxTrack Live Doppler, what we're going to show you with this, again, the storms that are out there. You see that line running now in the I-71 corridor from Florence, running right down I-71. New tornado warning has been issued for the northern part of Henry County. That continues into the northern parts of Owen as well as Grant counties. Again, these storms have a history of being tornadic. You see the storms there north of Williamstown, north of Owenton. It's still north of Newcastle. It's right there where Owen County, Henry County, Trimble County all come together, where again we are likely seeing a tornadic thunderstorm. That line then continues down I-71 toward Louisville. For the folks in Louisville there, again, they are monitoring these storms as well. Every one of these has had a history, or many of these have had a history of being tornadic. In fact, new report, this comes in from a spotter, tornado reported near Fort Knox. So that's going to be just south of Louisville there in Bullitt County. Again, a tornado is being reported near Fort Knox. That's going to be, as you look there toward Shepherdsville in the, we bring it a little closer here for you. And there you see Shepherdsville. So that's going to be very close to Fort Knox. Again, tornadoes being reported there. That's just crossing on our information stream right now. We're also looking at large hail is being reported from these storms. The severe thunderstorm warning also is continuing for folks who are in Marion County. Actually, Marion County is just about out of this storm, but we're looking now in Boyle County. For you folks in Boyle County, we've been talking about how this storm is rapidly developing, and with that, this storm likely producing some pretty large hail now between Perryville and Mitchellsburg. That cell, as you see it to the southwest of Danville, there you see that storm again, where you see that black core to it, likely again becoming a hail-producing storm as it's working its way northeast. And given the environment that we have, this storm has every capability of, again, being a tornado producer with very little warning. So for the path of this storm, here's Lindsay.
All right, you folks in Mitchellsburg, it is passing to your north and east, at least the core of it right now. Perrysville, you are going to be under the gun in a couple minutes, 423. Needmore at 426. Davis Hill, 428. It's going to be pushing into the Danville area at 430 and eventually into Bergen at 434 as it continues north and east. Toddville, 439. And then McCreary at 442.
All right, so again, that storm right now is a severe thunderstorm. It's not a tornado producer, but again, given the environment, given the tornado watch that we have in effect, this could produce a tornado with very little warning. So you folks in Danville, in Perryville, Mitchellsburg, be prepared to move to safe shelter with very little notice with these storms as it begins to work its way toward you, and it's doing so at a pretty fast clip. These storms individually are moving to the northeast at around 50 to 55 miles an hour as the entire line continues to sink southward. What is interesting to note now as we are looking here in time, we're going to zoom in a little bit here, a little south between I-64 and the Bluegrass Parkway. What you notice is we have storms beginning to intersect. You've got the main line right here. That's what we've been watching for the last several hours, and that's what's come across southern Indiana. But you'll notice now that we have cells that are developing perpendicular to that line. So that indicates that there is a lot of shear available for these storms. And so as they go up, they can indeed spin up very, very quickly. And one of those things that we are watching very carefully as we go through the next little bit. The storm that's on the south side of Lexington now, that went out, looks like Old Richmond Road area headed toward Athens. That one is not severe. That is just at this point a garden variety storm. But again, given the environment, things can change very quickly. And again, for you folks in Boyle County, especially just to the west of Danville, this is a storm that, again, is really firing up in a hurry. So you folks there need to be aware. You folks in southern Mercer County as well. There you see Highway 68. So it's between 168 and 127, just south of 150. That's where we are seeing that cell that is developing, again, very, very fast. So if you draw that little polygon between Mitchellsburg, Perryville, Danville, Junction City, that is where we are looking at that particular severe thunderstorm. Let's go ahead and show you the warnings that we have with that particular cell. And again, the warnings, severe thunderstorm warning for Boyle until 4:30, Mercer until 4:30, also Marion and Washington until 4:30. It looks like the storm has moved out of those two counties. Those are the current severe thunderstorm warnings. The bigger picture with the tornado warnings, it's Henry County, the northern part of Henry, the northern part of Owen, and Grant County, northern part of Grant County. That is another tornado warning. That is in effect until 4:30.
And we're going to be taking a look now at the big picture again. Here's the latest with the MaxTrack Live. You can see the potentially tornadic line, the main line that is consisted of all supercells that extends just from the south and east of Florence back to the west toward Louisville and then eventually down to the west of Elizabethtown. But what we're also focusing on are the supercells that are forming out ahead of that, and they are rapidly forming. You see the one right over parts of Boyle County as well as southern Mercer County. What we have been focusing on, again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for that particular cell until 4:30, and it is rapidly extending further to the north, just to the south of Harrodsburg. But if you are in those communities, you do want to seek shelter. We could be seeing some large hail with that, as indicated by the deep shades of purple and even black. Not a tornado warning once again. That is a severe thunderstorm warning, but the tornadic thunderstorms still with that main line that extends from just south and east of Florence and northern Kentucky and back further to the west in Louisville.
All right, and we have been getting reports in from the folks at Lexington 911 that right now the call center is literally being overwhelmed. And so without an emergency situation, do not call the folks at Lexington 911. If you have an emergency, obviously do so. If you do... Okay, so far, and we just had a report in with the tornadoes that have occurred in Indiana. There have been 4 deaths so far. But again, to follow up, do not call Lexington 911 unless you have an actual emergency. If you are just calling and asking about what you should be doing in case of the weather, call 311. 311 is the general information number in Lexington. Again, if you're having questions, if there's a shelter set up near you, what you should be doing, call 311. Unless it is an actual emergency, do not call 911. Again, the call center there has been overwhelmed. Again, the storms that have come through Indiana, those have been tornadic producers. And here's again Lindsay as we look at the big picture on the radar.
Okay, again, we are looking at tornadic thunderstorms that range from just to the south of Florence and further back to the south and west into Louisville. These have already produced confirmed tornadoes across parts of southern Indiana as well as southern Illinois. We'll zoom in for you and take you down this line right now. We do have some tornado warnings in effect for northern Kentucky at this time, so we are seeing the potential for these tornadic thunderstorms, long duration tornadoes, long track, as well as high winds. As we take you down this line, though, again, it goes from Florence back through Bedford and LaGrange, and then eventually down into the Louisville metro area.
Again, these storms are now beginning to accelerate just a little bit faster to the east. The entire line appears to be, as it looks to have come through the Louisville metro fairly quickly after being west of town there for quite some time. And again, we're just hearing reports confirmed of at least 4 deaths from these storms in southern Indiana with these tornadic storms that have moved through. So again, as we're moving up here, coming up on 4:30, these warnings will be extended, but the ones that you see here, you see them for northern Owen, northern Henry, going on into Grant County. These, again, are warnings that continue. We are also looking, in fact, we'll give you the big picture on the warnings and highlight all of these for you. So it's Henry till 4:30, Owen till 4:30, Grant till 4:30, a new severe thunderstorm warning in Spencer County now till 4:45, Mercer and Boyle, that's a severe thunderstorm warning till 4:30, and you have tornado warnings back toward Hardin County, that's E-Town, and also back toward the Fort Knox area. So again, those are the current warnings that we have in place. The big picture, again, that is just a clustering of thunderstorms. And look at that one north of Bowling Green where you see that white showing up. That is an exceedingly intense supercell thunderstorm, and one that I'm sure the storm chasers are out there tracking right now. Again, the arrival time in Lexington for most of these storms, that is going to be during the 5 o'clock hour and beyond. So again, let's go back to our main radar picture. I'm going to have Lindsay take you through one more time again just to set the stage, to show you where we are as we prepare for what's going on.
Okay, and again, this tornadic line of thunderstorms, which has already produced deadly tornadoes across southern Indiana as well as eastern Illinois. This is now pushed into northern Kentucky, where Bill just went over the current warnings that are in effect. This line of tornadic thunderstorms across northern Kentucky, it extends further to the south into the Louisville area, where we do have current severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. And then again, we also have the current severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Boyle as well as southern Mercer counties. This extends up through the Harrodsburg area and down into Boyle County. This is expected to move into Garrett County as well as Madison County, and might even skim southern Fayette County. That's the current track. We just had a brand new severe thunderstorm warning issued with that.
Right. Also, a tornado watch has just been extended until midnight. That is going to be in effect for folks who are in eastern Kentucky. So now the entire area under tornado watches until either 9 o'clock for central Kentucky or till midnight for eastern Kentucky. We've also had reports of debris falling from the sky out of Boone County. That's in northern Kentucky. The storm that, boy, the one that I am still really, really concerned with is the one that is moving right about through Danville and going on up toward Harrodsburg at this point. So that's right along Highway 127, passing just on the north side of Danville at this point. That's, again, crossing the 127 corridor right now. So you folks there in the northeastern part, Boyle County there along Lake Harrington, eastern part of Mercer County there as you look over towards, say, Bergen. For you folks there, be aware of rapidly changing weather situations. Right now, that is just a severe thunderstorm, but again, with very little warning, that given the environment we're in, things can be upgraded very, very quickly. New thunderstorms also developing in Washington County, new ones also developing back into Marion County. These lines, or these storms, are developing ahead of what was the main batch of severe storms, and we got a new storm developing also just now to the west of Lawrenceburg. And again, you see how quickly things are changing, literally over a matter of minutes. With that storm that you see north of the Bluegrass Parkway there, that one's headed along Highway 44 going into Anderson County. So again, that one's rapidly approaching Lawrenceburg. So you folks there, be ready that storm is moving in on you. Your conditions will change very fast. Meanwhile, we continue to watch the tornadic storms, the ones with confirmed tornadoes. These are still moving through the Louisville metro, especially more though the I-71 corridor just to the north. So we are looking at these storms, and as we're looking, this is again just we're looking at stuff as you are. The storm that's moving in toward E-Town at this point. You see that, and E-Town, of course, or Hardin County was one of the areas hit on Wednesday. So that storm that is now sitting north of Litchfield, that one has a tornado warning issued for it. That's headed toward E-Town at this point. You can see all this activity remains to basically our north and west with that one isolated storm that's in Boyle County. But again, things will be changing over the next couple of hours here. For the Lexington area over probably the next hour, eastern Kentucky over the next couple of hours. So that storm you see there just about to Litchfield, that's one that folks in E-Town are going to have to be keeping a very close eye on. Meanwhile, again, you see just that terrific line of storms now going all the way across northern Kentucky to the Louisville metro. Let's come in again and put a track on the storm that is moving out of Boyle County. Lindsay.
All right, again, this was a rapidly developing thunderstorm now across extreme northeastern Boyle County into southeastern Mercer County, moving into Garrett County at this point, as well as southern Jessamine. It's going to continue to trek north and east. It'll hit Bryantsville at 4:41, Valley View at 4:55, Athens at 5:01, and Ford at 5:03. Again, now this has cleared the Harrodsburg area just to the east of that. It is going to be moving into southwestern Jessamine County, northern Garrett, and eventually clipping Madison County as well as possibly southern Fayette County.
All right, and that storm again, you're seeing the icon, the spinning icon there. When it's a yellow one like that, indicates that the storm is showing some mid-level rotation now. So the storm is getting better organized. We're in an environment where things can change very, very fast. There's a tremendous amount of energy available. There's a lot of what we call shear in the atmosphere. These things combine, so as these individual thunderstorms go up, especially ones that are developing off on their own, the updrafts, the storm, what maintains the storm, what they can do is begin to have a spin to them, and that's something that can change exceedingly quickly with any one of these storms. One of the things we also talk about is we're looking at our severe weather parameters. We look at what's called the BTI, the tornado index that we have. Right now that's sitting at a 4. A couple of the storms that we looked at on Wednesday were well into the 6s. It's not an absolute scale. What it is kind of a relative one. So if we see these numbers begin to change pretty dramatically, say we start seeing the numbers going up into the 6s and the 7s, well, the chances for tornadic storms from these begin to increase as well. For that storm right now, it is simply a severe thunderstorm warning, but it is still capable of damaging wind gusts. That storm is sitting north of Danville, south of Harrodsburg, north of Lancaster, moving in across Harrington Lake right now. Secondary cell, part of that is just north of that, southern Woodford County, beginning to creep into the Wilmore and Highbridge area of Jessamine County. So these storms, again, all capable of very, very rapid development. Here's the bigger picture again. We'll take that off for you and pull the lines off here just to clean things up so you get a good view of what's going on. Those long arrows, what that tells you is these storms are flying. They are moving very, very fast across our weather maps. So again, it may be nice outside your house right now, that can change in just a few minutes as these cells do continue progressing eastward. We've had reports now out of northern Kentucky again. We'll take you up here to the storms up by Florence. In fact, you get up to Covington and the northern Kentucky airport. They are diverting flights right now out of northern Kentucky airport. They're actually diverting them now to Lexington. So again, you may be seeing a little bit of an uptick of activity over by the Bluegrass Airport. But for the moment, with the weather conditions as they are diverting these flights. We'll let that sweep come by one more time for you. We'll put some arrows on here and give you again kind of reference material with these storms when we're talking about our indices. And again, we'll see if these are any different than what we were looking at with the storm to the south, because again, each one is looked at. And you can see the BTI on that one's also sitting fairly low at 4.3. One up by Alexandria. Then I'll get to see the tornado index on that one's up at 7.1. So again, we would be paying a lot more attention to that storm up by Alexandria in northern Kentucky, although that storm that's approaching Williamstown now in Grant County, that storm is beginning to take on that hook appearance. And when we talk about the hook appearance, what we're showing you with this, you see the hail that's up here, but what happens then is you get this hooking right in like that, and it's in that area. If this storm is tornadic, and given the way these storms have been looking today, there's every possibility that it is. It does have a tornado warning for it. That storm approaching Williamstown now in Grant County is likely a tornadic storm. So again, it's a situation where we're going to watch things changing very, very quickly. It's a rapidly evolving situation on the weather maps, and one where you need to continue to stay vigilant and to be staying weather aware.
And again, let's take a look at some of these supercells that are also forming out ahead of this tornadic line. We'll zoom you into the one now that's beginning to cross just to the east of Danville into northern Garrett County as well as southern Jessamine County. We'll zoom in right now. Again, severe thunderstorm.
Zoom into Shelby County, halfway between Louisville and Lexington.
Okay.
There's a new tornado warning that's about to be issued for Shelby County. It's the storm that you see. You can see it in the entire system right here. So again, Shelby County is about to come in under a warning here. It's in this area right there, on the Shelby-Jefferson County line, where we are likely seeing the development of a tornado, or at least a tornadic thunderstorm, potentially tornadic. And so for you folks there, you need to be aware in Shelby County that you are about to come under a tornado warning that's going to be lasting until 5.
And again on this one evolving thunderstorm, supercell thunderstorm, again down towards Garrett County, moving into southern Jessamine County. Still just a severe thunderstorm warning, but again with the changing weather scenario and the bubbly atmosphere that's in place, this can be changing at a moment's notice. But this core of the storm just to the west of Nicholasville at this point, and we're also seeing strong returns across northern Garrett County right along route or Highway 27. This storm is pushing to the north and east, so it will be clipping northern Madison County as well as southern Fayette County, and eventually making its way into Clark County as well.
We now are looking at storms, some of the history of these storms. The one that is now in northern Garrett County, when it came out of Marion County, produced golf ball size hail at Gravel Switch. So again, that storm now has a history of large hail. For you folks in Jessamine County, also we're keeping an eye on that storm that's not far from Wilmore, a little south of Keene. That one there on the Woodford-Jessamine County line, that one again is beginning to take on some characteristics that we're going to watch very carefully. This just in from the Owen County Sheriff, that we have had reports of baseball-size hail. That baseball-size hail was in Owenton, and we've had reports of damage to barns up in Owen County from the storms that went through there. So again, baseball-size hail. Here are the warnings, and these are the new ones that have just come out. We're talking Shelby County and Spencer County. That is in effect until 5 o'clock. That takes it right up to the Anderson County line. That was a little south of the one that we were actually looking at. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning also that is just coming in a little bit further to the south. For this severe thunderstorm warning, it's Fayette County until 5, Jessamine until 5, Madison until 5, Garrett, Boyle, and Mercer also until 5 o'clock. Those are indeed the severe thunderstorm warnings that are these brand new ones for that cell that we were showing you. So that clips the southern part of Fayette County. Does not include Lexington. That is a severe thunderstorm warning until 5 o'clock. Southern Fayette County, southern Jessamine County, Mercer, Garrett, Madison, as well as Boyle counties. It's also clipping the northern part of Lincoln County, but it looks like that storm is passing just north. Again, tornado warnings are up to the Shelby. They're up to the Shelby County as well as Anderson County lines. There you see Shelby and Spencer until 5 o'clock. That is a tornado warning. We're going to come back to the radar here. For you folks in Jessamine County, Nicholasville. Again, the storm is taking on a hook-like appearance. There is no warning for that at this point. It is, at this point, a thunderstorm that we are just monitoring very carefully. But you folks in Nicholasville, be aware that you have a storm that has likely got some rotation to it as it is beginning to approach you. Again, there are warnings just to the south of that storm. But again, we're monitoring, watching very carefully that storm that is approaching Nicholasville at this point. So that one's also on target to come into the southern part of Fayette County. The severe thunderstorm is along the Kentucky River on the Garrett, Jessamine County line. That continues and back into Madison County. So that is a cell, again, several of them that we are looking at this point. And we've been watching the main body of cells sitting up to the northwest, up along the I-71 corridor. The tornado warning continues for Shelby and Spencer. We've been watching a thunderstorm there near Mount Washington.
Tornado warning just went up for parts of Jessamine County up into Fayette. Okay,
so Fayette County, for you folks in Fayette County, this is your time to get to shelter. Connie, Olivia, if you are watching, it is time to get to your shelters. With this, we again talk about where to go. You go to the duck. Downstairs, you get under something sturdy. You go downstairs, you get under something, you head to the center of the house. You get to keep your head down, keep away from doors and windows, sources of flying glass. So again, that storm that is near Nicholasville, that is the one that we are watching. Again, tornado warning, Fayette, Jessamine, Woodford. This is in effect until 5:15. Again, the storm near Wilmore. It's being reported moving northeast at 85 miles an hour. That may be a little, that's almost amazing to be reading that number. But again, that's what's coming through as part of the warning, that may be coming through at around 85 miles an hour. There is the storm. If the storm is tornadic, it is going to be very close to Nicholasville at this point. Looks like just outside the bypass there. You're going to see different colors pop up here. You're going to be looking at a different color display. We're looking at the reds and the greens where they are coming together. That is, again, where if the storm is tornadic, where it likely will be. We're going to let that sweep come by here again. Again, this is a tornado warning for Fayette County and for Jessamine County, as well as the southern part of Woodford County. This is in effect until 5:15. And again, the reds and greens together near Nicholasville. Looks like right there by the bypass on the north side of Nicholasville. So again, that if the storm is tornadic, where we would be seeing that at this point. The warnings again that we are talking about, and let's see, we're waiting for the tornado warning to show up on here. We are watching this storm again for the southern part of Fayette County, northern part of Jessamine County. Again, these are tornado warnings, so give that a second to pop in there. We'll wait for that one to show up. There's the big picture for you once again. Here's the MaxTrack Live. We've got storm that's likely producing hail at this point, right at the Fayette-Jessamine County line. Again, if this storm is tornadic, it's going to be just to the south of that, not far from Highway 27. Looks like we're on Catnip Hill Road area there in the northern part of Jessamine County. If this storm is tornadic, again, we were advising you on this before the warning actually came out. So again, you're watching the sweeps come by. And as we do so, waiting for the warnings to pop to be able to give the exact information, put the polygon on here for you to show you where this warning is. For you folks in southern Fayette County, you need to be in shelter now. Again, do not call 911 unless you are seeing the tornado causing damage. Otherwise, call 311 in Fayette County. This is a tornado warning for Fayette County, northern Jessamine County. There you see it until 5:15. In fact, it's covering almost all of Fayette County with this tornado warning and the extreme eastern part of Woodford County. So again, here you go. So you can read it on the screen. Tornado warning, Fayette until 5:15. Jessamine County until 5:15. Eastern Woodford County until 5:15. This is a tornado warning. So again, for folks in Fayette County, it is time to head to shelter now. Wait for the storm to pass. Get in shelter. Keep your information source handy, but get to your shelter immediately.
And if we can flip this back on the radar here. At the very least, I mean, we are seeing some very strong returns across southern Fayette County right now, and some large hail, definitely a possibility. As you were saying before, we had some golf ball sized hail. That's
going to be between New Circle and Man-O-War, between Tates Creek and Nicholasville Road, and also back toward Harrodsburg Road, where we're seeing those black spots showing up. That, again, likely where the storm is producing hail. Where the storm, if it's tornadic, is going to be in this area right in here, which again is right along Highway 27, the Brannon Crossing area. Folks at Brannon Crossing, find your shelter in the stores. With that storm rapidly approaching, you may only have a few seconds left to be in shelter in the Brannon Crossing area, all that new development there at the Fayette-Jessamine County line. This is headed toward South Point. This is headed toward Pinnacle. This is headed toward Waterford, Heartland, Bellewood. All of these communities, all these subdivisions there along Man-O-War, along the near Fayette Mall. Again, Fayette Mall area, you guys need to be in the shelters now. This storm, again, has the potential to be tornadic with very little notice. The warnings are in place, and we are advising you to get to your shelters now. Again, this is a tornado warning. That is for the southern part of, or actually most of Fayette County, the northern part of Jessamine County. We are looking at this tornado warning that does continue in effect. Again, this is an image you're not used to seeing, but again, we're just analyzing the storm here with the reds and greens next to each other. That means you've got air moving toward and away from the radar right next to each other, indicating that, again, the storm does have a degree of rotation, and it's that area right along Brannon Road in northern Jessamine County. Looks like now just to the east of US 27, where we continue to see this potentially tornadic storm as it's working its way into the southern part of Fayette County. As we come in closer for you here and we're going to put some communities on, you see these are some of the neighborhoods. So you got Brannon right now, Blueberry Hill, Barleto, which is across from Fayette Mall, Stony Brook, again, all potentially within the path of this storm. Some of the newer communities, Waterford, Pinnacle, Heartland, Bellewood, again, all be aware, South Point, that this storm is heading right over you. It's very close to the Brannon Crossing shopping center. That's headed toward Tates Creek Road, Man-O-War, going out toward the Gainesway area along Tates Creek Road. So again, this is a potentially tornadic storm and one that we are continuing to monitor. There are the warnings that continue in place. And these, again, are warnings for Fayette County, for Jessamine County. These are tornado warnings that are in effect until 5:15. Tornado warnings also remain up to our west, but it's, again, these storms here that we are continuing to watch. Lindsay, go ahead on the weather bugs. Pop up the Bluegrass Community Technical College camera. See if we can get that one on here for you. Downtown camera's not seeing much of anything. That's pointed north away from where this storm is. So we are watching, again, severe thunderstorm, tornadic potential thunderstorm that is working its way now into the southern part of Fayette County. The storm has cleared northern Jessamine County at this point. Hail is likely being produced with this storm now. As you look towards, say, the Andover area, Chevy Chase, inside New Circle Road, out around Hamburg, likely again some hail from this storm as well. If the storm is tornadic, it looks like that's going to be right about Tates Creek Road and New Circle at this point. So it's in the Lansdowne area. So again, for you folks there, you guys need to be in your shelters and you need to be there now. We're going to go ahead and pop up the weather bug camera, and this is coming in from the BCTC Cooper, and that's live. Let's go ahead and pull the St. Joe off of there. We are again watching that particular thunderstorm. This again is a live look right there at BCTC Cooper campus. And again, you're seeing the heavy rain. That may be some hail going on with that storm as well.
Hail and Chevy Chase.
Yeah, well, that's what we're looking at right there. Hail and Chevy Chase. Hail going on right now at the BCTC Cooper campus. That again right there at UK. You're looking at Cooper Drive and looking toward the baseball fields there at UK. So again, that's the hail part of this thunderstorm. It is just to the south of it. It is just to the south of it that if this storm is tornadic, that is where it is going to be. And so as we come in closer on this again for you, this is now going through the southeast side of Lexington. We'll come in a little closer, put the streets on here for you. Again, we've got the hail core with this storm. Between New Circle and Manowar, about Alumni Drive. So again, that's where we're seeing if this storm has some rotation to it. That's where it's going to be. We're looking at the high definition display here, and again, reds and greens. Right now, not seeing much. But we are looking now at, here's the, we'll show you the weather bug camera. This, we're going to show you, take you back to the St. Joseph Hospital weather bug camera. And you're seeing just the edge of that supercell looking from downtown, looking from St. Joseph Hospital back toward the downtown. So look at the right side of your screen there. That's right there at the edge of UK, which we're showing you on the Cooper campus. So again, at the right side of your screen, that's the downdraft. That's the downpour from that storm. That's the hail that you were seeing coming down right there at the right side of your screen. Again, we are continuing to look at this storm, and very, very heavy returns coming in from the Chevy Chase area out toward Hamburg as well with this particular thunderstorm. Again, tornadic storm remains a possibility with this. The storm is producing hail. And again, for you folks now in the eastern parts of Fayette County, you guys are under the gun from this Hamburg area, Andover Forest. For you folks there, you guys need to be in shelter. For you folks in the southern part of Fayette County, the communities that the subdivisions we were listing there along Manowar, the storm has passed you. Jessamine County, the storm has gotten by you. So again, you guys can stand down from that. We are going to be seeing more storm possibilities as we go through time. But again, the storm now approaching I-75. And that storm approaching I-75, again, we have at least the potential for it being a tornadic thunderstorm.
Pea-sized hail reports near downtown Lexington.
Okay, so we're getting hail reports out of downtown Lexington. We've got Tom Ackerman in here now.
Yeah.
And Lindsay Schwartzwalder continues with us.
All right, and we are still tracking this potentially tornadic thunderstorm across eastern Fayette County right now. As we take a look here, we'll circle the part that could potentially be tornadic, the area right over I-75 at this point. Further to the north, though, we see the hail core. This is up towards where I-75 and I-64 connect with each other. So most of this is to the east of the downtown area, although we just did get reports of pea-sized hail falling in the downtown area.
Lindsay,
Nonetheless,
we're looking at a picture at I-75 right now, a live picture from I-75. That is with our traffic cam that you see there, and again, the torrential downpour that those folks are in. You see everybody putting on their hazard lights with that, again, just blinding rain that is occurring. It's at I-75, it's I-64, the southern split. So again, that's right by the Hamburg area, right there by Winchester Road, and they are driving into the teeth of the storm that we were just showing you there with the MaxTrack Live Doppler. So again, that is a storm that does continue to be potentially tornadic, although it may be losing a little bit of its hook right now that we were showing you earlier on, but the storm does continue into the I-64, I-75 corridor. The warnings that do continue, we'll give you the big picture on these. Again, the tornado warning, Jessamine County, looks like that particular cell, though, has left. Let's go ahead and take the radar to the south. We've got new tornado warnings that have been issued. These are now coming in from Madison County. In fact, we'll go ahead and just expand this whole thing out here for you. We've got new tornado warnings that are issued for Madison County. Can we get a time on the Madison County ones yet?
No, look.
Okay, but yeah, this is a storm that is coming out of Garrett County into Richmond, right there on the Garrett and Madison County line. Again, a well-pronounced hook beginning to take shape with this particular cell. It is running south of Valley View. This one is going to be heading across northern Madison County, and will be doing so. So again, this is a tornado warning. As we are watching the storm, we'll put a track on this one for you. And you see Edenton, Newby, Baldwin, Stringtown, and Stringtown, these are over the next 8 minutes or so. Other communities that are going to be in the path of this particular storm, we're talking about Bluegrass at 5:05, Red House 5:07. You had big hail the other day from those storms. And look then finally toward Doylesville, and that's getting off more toward the east. So again, that is a tornadic thunderstorm on the Madison-Garrett County line, hugging the Kentucky River. So again, an area that we saw storms on Wednesday. The same area is again under the potential for another tornadic thunderstorm. This one on a path that will likely be just north of Richmond. But for you folks in Richmond, you need to be getting to shelter now. Looks like the warning itself is just inside of EKU. So again, it's very close to the Eastern Kentucky campus, but likely just north of the Eastern Kentucky campus that we are looking at that particular tornado warning. You have a time on that one?
5:15.
All right, so 5:15 for
Madison County.
Madison and Garrett County. So
Yeah.
again, that tornado warning does continue as well. We've got more strong storms moving in now on Woodford County, especially from Versailles southward. So again, for you folks there, you are looking at that particular storm as well. So none such getting down then into the southern part of Woodford County, headed there right there along the Kentucky River, and then back over to the northern part of Jessamine County around Keene. That is another strong storm, but it's the one, yeah, this one right here. That again, just north of Paint Lick, where we are looking at what is in all likelihood a tornadic supercell. We'll get a couple of streets on here and again, we're getting really into the rural roads out here. Posey Ridge Road is what we've clicked up on that. Again, right in there, a little bit ahead of that storm, that's Jackson Branch Road. And then you've got US 25 sitting a little bit further off to the east. So again, this storm is working its way rapidly northeast. And again, this storm likely tornadic as well. The tornado index is now pushing 5 on this particular cell with large hail. It's certainly a possibility from that particular thunderstorm too. As it does continue off of these. We'll put a velocity on here real quick just to get an idea of what's going on with this. And where you're seeing the radar doesn't quite know what's going on, and it's not a fault of the radar. The radar only measures toward and away from the radar, but it's going to be right in this area, right between Posey Ridge and Jackson Branch Road, where if this storm is tornadic, that's again where that is likely to be at this point. Again, the threat is strong from this particular cell. As we're looking at some of the wind displays off of this, you can see that we're showing winds that may be in excess of 70 miles an hour with some of this, as we are looking at that particular cell again near Posey Ridge Road. And again, the storm is moving off rapidly to the northeast. So again, for you folks from Richmond northward, they're actually showing about 60 mile an hour winds with that, for that storm moving north of Richmond. Go ahead and bring you back to a regular display that you're used to seeing. And again, that is a very pronounced hook echo from that particular cell. So again, for you folks in northern Madison County, that is the one you guys need to be of great concern with at this point. We'll pull the arrows off to bring you back into perspective and let you see things as they are developing.
Want me to drive for a minute?
Feel free to drive.
All right. I've got to get up to speed here since I just walked in the door, but this is Meteorologist Tom Ackerman and Lindsay Schwartzwalder.
We'll put the warnings on here while you're getting ready to drive here.
Yeah, we've got a number of obviously supercells and tornado warnings packed in here. It looks like the one across Fayette County has now crossed off to the north and the east and is getting up closer to Clark County. We have a warning for Clark County, I would imagine, as well, and down towards Richmond, that particular cell. And this is the one that came, the exact same spot that the one that hopped Wednesday across northern Madison County, the exact same area So as you get that time lapse on there, you can see it cutting across just to the south of Valley View, splitting the difference between that and Richmond, and that live sweep rolling by showing the hook on the back end of it. If you're in the northern end of, well, Richmond proper, some of the burbs, but especially right there in the middle between Valley View, likely getting some large hail out of this. And also that potential, forgive me as I pop some products up here, you know, it's still a little scattered, but the possibility of tornado on the ground. We have any confirmation of anything on the ground
Nothing
yet,
on the
Bill?
ground.
Okay.
No reports of confirmation of anything on the ground.
All right. So obviously the major concerns here are going to be the possibility of very large hail.
Go ahead and bring
and
it back
also
out again.
tornadoes. What you got?
We've got new tornado warnings that are coming out for Anderson, Franklin, Shelby, Spencer, and Woodford. New tornado warnings. Anderson, Franklin, Shelby, Spencer, and Woodford.
And
these will be in effect until 5:15. We're looking at a severe thunderstorm near Mount Eden moving east at 65 miles an hour. So again, this is a brand new tornado warning. This one coming in along and north of the Bluegrass Parkway, north of Highway 62. These are new tornado warnings. There you see the community of Mount Eden right there. This is going south of Waddy, Peytona. So again, for you folks there, the southern part of Shelby County, the western part of Anderson County, in fact, all of Anderson County, because this storm is rocketing to the east at around 60 miles an hour. Again, this storm capable of producing a tornado with very little warning, may already be doing so. So again, that is a tornado warning until 5:15. Northern Anderson County, southwestern Franklin County, including the city of Frankfort, Woodford County, Shelby County, as well as the extreme eastern part of Spencer County.
We did just get reports of golf ball size hail out of Woodford County. That was just in. And also out towards Athens, Boonesboro Road. They are reporting heavy wind and rain at this time, no hail and no damage.
All right, so that's the ground truths that we have to these storms. You see one severe thunderstorm there that is between Versailles and Lexington. That one moving to the northeast. That one again likely producing some hail. That's going to be not far from Dunbar High School. So again, for you folks by Paul Lawrence Dunbar over there in the Beaumont area, you've got what is likely a hail-producing storm coming toward you. Again, a potentially tornadic storm is back in Anderson County, moving into Anderson County, coming out of Spencer County. That one's going to clip the southern part of Shelby, but that particular cell also has the potential to be heading toward the community of Frankfort. Jet, you get into the areas from Lawrenceburg northward there in Anderson County, Waddy, Peytona there along I-64. You've got torrential rain ongoing, probably some hail as well. But again, for the area around Mount Eden, right there at the Anderson County line, again, where the storm may be potentially tornadic at this point.
Yeah, we're going to zoom in and get closer as you get right up there on the Anderson County line, just to the west of it around Mount Eden, and to the south, right where you're seeing that pronounced hook, that dip to the south. That is the area you're going to want to be the most concerned about. So heading east out towards Lawrenceburg, you folks within the path of this storm, and also points more off to the east, northeast with the track of this storm. Again, I'm going to go ahead and drop this text off here and zoom it out a little bit to give you an idea of what's going on. It's going to cut right across northern parts of Anderson County and eventually take a beeline towards Versailles. So Woodford County taking a hit at the moment, East Woodford County and western Fayette County. And now this particular storm that we've got a tornado warning out for, cutting just to the south of Mount Vernon and into northwestern Anderson County.
We now have had a severe thunderstorm warning. If you want to head up to the northeast there, Tom, head up toward Bourbon County. Severe thunderstorm warning for Bourbon, Clark, and Nicholas County. That's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning until 5:15. Given the tornado watch that we have and what's considered a particularly dangerous situation with the tornado watch, anytime we're talking about a severe thunderstorm potential, you need to be thinking that the storm can become tornadic with very little warning. These are thunderstorm warnings. These are not your run-of-the-mill, oh gosh, let's watch the storm go by kind of things. These are the kind that you need to get into your shelters as these storms approach, because even if the storm at this particular second is not tornadic, it can change very, very quickly. We continue to monitor the storm that is potentially tornadic and has issued a warning across the northern part of Madison County. That is now approaching I-75, not too far from the Clays Ferry Bridge. So again, northern part of Madison County. This is north of Richmond. So it's between Richmond and the Clays Ferry Bridge, you've got that severe thunderstorm, potentially tornadic, moving through. As I was reminded, it's exit 95 in that area of I-75 where you have the truck stop, the McDonald's, and the Shell station. So again, that is the area where this storm looks to be going through at this point. So again, for you folks there, you guys need to be in your shelters at this point as well. And again, for folks in Anderson County and Franklin County, you guys need to be in shelter as well, and that's all the way up to the city of Frankfort. As you're looking at the threat indicators from this, again, the potential is there for this storm to be producing winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. I think if you're hitting the red, you're going to probably get a little bit, up to about 70 miles an hour with that. The tornado warning for Fayette, Jessamine, Woodford obviously has been canceled with the storm moving on out. So again, the tornado warning for Fayette, Jessamine, Woodford, we hopefully gave you the all clear as that was leaving the various communities. Again, that tornado warning has been canceled.
We also had golf ball reported hail out towards Brannan Crossing down in Jessamine County from the newsroom.
And another issue here, it's 5 o'clock. This is the prime rush, and I was just driving in on News Circle. There were a lot of people traveling. So if you're in and around News Circle, you know folks leaving work, trying to get home, especially all those folks that traveled at a heavily traveled commute between Lexington and Richmond along 75. This storm has got to be producing some fairly decent-sized hail from the returns that we're showing here, although it looks like the core of it now across North Madison County has pulled a little more away from 75, closer to Ford, and as you get up towards Boonesboro. But again, the potential, even if it's not tornadic, for large hail. What's the biggest hail size we've seen so far? 2.5?
Reports of baseball-sized hail out of Owen County. We also have a report of potential injuries in Owen County as well. That has just come into us. So again, that's to the northwest of Lexington. Tornado warnings do continue we have new ones that looks like till 5:15 for Grant and Owen counties to the north. So those are a new set of storms in addition to the tornado warnings that we were talking about for Franklin, Woodford, Anderson County, as well as Shelby County, although that storm likely out of Shelby County.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and zoom in and show you what's going on just off to the north. You can see those severe storms from Owenton up through Falmouth, and as you head further north and east.
You're looking, actually, we got a live picture up right now, Tom, at Leestown Road off the traffic cam. And so go ahead and get the radar set. But you're looking at hail, and also that's at New Circle in Leestown. So again, we've had hail come through there. At this point, these storms again, the history has been a lot of hail from these, and big hail at that. And again, the tornado warnings do continue. But again, you're looking there at Leestown Road, New Circle Road, where traffic does continue to move okay. A little bit better than what we were seeing earlier along I-75. It looks like every once in a while see a little hail bouncing there. So again, that is Leestown Road in Lexington up there on the northwest side that we are watching that. Tom?
Yeah, I just got a message from Lindsay. She said that they've got a train spotter report out of Berea of a funnel cloud. That would be down towards South Madison County.
We can also verify the hail here in Lexington. Yeah. We've got a little pea-sized hail up here on the north side, which is melting in my hand right now.
Oh, you just brought one in. Okay, yeah. And right there is the storm that Bill was looking at and talking about across northern parts of New Circle. If you're commuting up towards Georgetown Road between Masterson Station, Northland, obviously torrential rain, but also some hail mixed in with this that we've got actual ground proof of just coming right across. There you can see it on the Max Track Live, the northern part of Fayette County. And again, this storm is going to continue to track off to the northeast, as the majority of these have, between about 50 to 60 miles per hour. Again, want to zoom out, though, some of the areas that are still under those tornado warnings. Northeastern Madison County, they've extended that one up to the northeast. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pop it back out again. See if we can get Bill over there on the wall.
All right, and we're tracking this line of supercell thunderstorms. Actually, it's turned more into a cluster. And these clustering of thunderstorms, each one of these supercells, they are trying to work together now and produce a widespread severe weather outbreak. So you see them looking across from just south of Cynthiana back over into the extreme eastern part of Scott County. It's going to be not far from Delaplane, from Paris over to Carlisle, North Middletown, Millersburg, again getting in on these storms. Here's the hail-producing storm in the northern part of Fayette County. This is a potentially tornadic storm. This is the one that we're looking at now coming into the southwestern part of Franklin County, the northern part of Anderson County. It has exited out of Shelby and Spencer County. You folks there, if you're in eastern Shelby, eastern Spencer, you're okay for the moment. It's now going into the western part of Anderson County, now just south of I-64 there where the worst of the storm is. It's in that little appendage that you see dragging in to the northern part of Anderson County. Tom, come in just a little bit closer on that one. Let's get a couple of the communities there that are just northwest of Lawrenceburg. Again, that storm likely is going to pass just north of Lawrenceburg or be very, very close. So again, you're seeing the communities here. I'm trying to remember the name of you got Waddy and you got Greffenberg up here, and then headed up toward Jet and Duckers. They're at the northern part of Woodford, southern part of Franklin County. And if you're expecting me to read that, it's going to happen.
Those are pretty small.
But again, you've got the Lawrenceburg here. You've got the storm that is potentially tornadic right here. So it's sitting about 10 miles to your west. It's going to take a little less than 10 minutes for that storm to get to 127 there from Lawrenceburg northward. So again, be prepared. There you see in the velocity displays, you've got the green and the reds right next to each other. And that is an indication that this storm, again, has winds coming toward it and away from it aloft. And when you see that, that's an indication of spin in the cloud. That's what can drop down as the funnel cloud or the tornado. And again, this is sitting about 10 miles west-northwest of Lawrenceburg there in Anderson County. So again, for you folks in Lawrenceburg, say from Highway 62 north, you guys need to be in shelter now waiting for this storm to pass. The southern part of Franklin County, from I-64 southward at this point, need to be in shelter now. It looks like we're producing a little bit of hail right there between 127 or along 127 there, just south of I-64. So that's going to be going to that shopping center there along the exit there at I-64 and 127. You got the community of Lawrenceburg. You've got this storm right here. It is moving at about 60 miles an hour to the northeast. We've got a new cell developing on the Fayette-Woodford County line. Let's go back to the cell there in Richmond, north of Richmond there, Tom. Okay, so this is the cell that we had a tornado warning up for and still continue with a tornado warning. You've got Boonesboro and Ford. You've got the Kentucky River right there. This is headed toward Trapp in the southern part of Clark County. That's right around the Red House area now in northern Madison County. That is going to be tracking then across the Kentucky River heading into the southern part of Clark County, eventually heading toward the Mountain Parkway. And again, as the storm has continued tracking northeast, we continue to track the progress of what is, again, a potentially tornadic storm. Has a history of hail. Damaging winds, certainly a possibility from this. And again, given the situation, the potential that we could see a tornado almost at any time. These are pictures coming in. Looking at one of our traffic cams, not sure what traffic cam it is. I-75, where at I-75? I-75 is a big place. So, okay. I-75 northern split there, northern Fayette County, not far from the Scott County line. Again, we are tracking, well, you see there some of the heavy rain that's ongoing, maybe a little pea-sized hail with that particular storm as well. Let's pop up what warnings we have. Let's get just the data on the warnings. So again, everything, I don't know how old those are. That may not have refreshed because that doesn't look right.
Okay,
yeah.
You go ahead and refresh it. This is your show.
Yeah. All right, the warnings that we're really most concerned about right now are the ones for northern Anderson County until 5:15, Jessamine County until 5:15, and also extreme western parts of Woodford County. That is in effect until 5:15.
Yeah,
so,
and I can just go ahead and run down the list real quick.
We've
got Anderson, Bracken, Fayette, Franklin, Garrett, Grant, Jessamine, Madison, Pendleton, Shelby, and Woodford counties, and those are all tornado warnings. Just incredible. We're used to seeing severe thunderstorm warnings with that number of actual warnings out there.
We're going to go ahead and take the WeatherBug camera from St. Joseph Hospital looking back toward downtown Lexington. And again, what you see with it, you see again just the bottom of the shelf cloud there, the one that we were looking at with the traffic cam. That one is northern Fayette County. That again looking from St. Joseph Hospital looking back toward downtown. So again, you see the cell that's in place out there. That one again has a history of some small hail to it. Let's go back. Yeah, we'll go back to the radar display here. And with that, we are going to show you the storm that is in the northern part of Woodford County. We're having reports of baseball-sized hail now in Fleming County. So the storm has moved off to the northeast, and we're getting reports now of baseball-sized hail in Fleming County. Tornado on the ground, potentially from one of our storm trackers, Matt Fields. This came in about 5 minutes ago near exit 95, northern Madison County. That was that storm that we were showing you just a second ago. Yeah. Again, he's a storm tracker for us. We've known him for a long time. Again, we may have a potential tornado on the ground. He's taking cover in the basement. That storm was in northern Madison County. That storm is now, that's how fast it's moved, because you've got I-75 at the left side of your screen. That storm now is in northern Madison County, and that storm is pulling away. So that one's headed toward the southern part of Clark County, moving toward the Mountain Parkway. The Mountain Parkway there in Clark County is getting torrential rain at this point. Likelihood of getting some hail with that storm as well. So to help get you oriented, you've got the Mountain Parkway, you've got I-64 there at the top of your screen, and it's that area right south in here. That's northern Madison County. There's the southern part of Clark County. This storm, our storm tracker Matt Fields, that area of the storm right in there, he believes had a tornado on the ground just a couple of minutes ago, and he's from back here in I-75. So this is how far the storm has moved. You've got Highway 89 sitting out here just to the east of it. You've got the Mountain Parkway right here. You got Powell County, Clay City there. So the storm is working its way into the southern part of Clark County. It's going to be not far from Trapp again at this point. Southern Clark County may clip the northern part of Estill County. That'll be awfully close on that particular one, but it's that appendage hanging down right there, again, where we're seeing the potential for a tornadic storm. And again, our storm tracker there, Matt Fields, thinks there may have been one on the ground. He was already seeking shelter in his basement. Velocity display, you've got the reds and the greens right next to each other, so again, indicating the rotational up. Go ahead and let's bring it back out to the Anderson County storm, or what's now getting into Franklin County, Tom.
All right. I think Lindsay just told me they've had reports in Nashville of a storm over the arena symposium where the Lady Cats are playing, and they've told everybody to stay in the arena. So in addition to here down there, they're still having that rough ride as well.
Well, it's what we always advise folks to do too. Once these storms are approaching, you stay in place. You don't try and venture out with these storms moving on through. So the storm now in northern Anderson County, right along Highway 127. It's raining hard in Frankfort. Looks like, again, we're looking at that area right in there just now to the north of Lawrenceburg. You've got the bypass there that goes into downtown. So again, we're sitting just north of that, where again, the storm potentially tornadic. You've got the Kentucky River working its way right on through. You've got the community of Jet. You've got Duckers there, which is in northern Woodford County. You guys have likely got some hail ongoing with this storm. Nineveh Road, one of the areas that we're looking at very, very carefully. And it's in that right in there where, again, the storm, if it has a tornado to it, is likely where that is going to be at this point. The reds and greens indicating, again, we've got a mixing of the air, and the Weather Service radars are running behind just because of the speed of these storms. If they're moving 60 and 65 miles an hour, they are moving much faster than the Weather Service radars can keep up. So that's why we have the Max Track Live, which is literally as it's happening. You got another strong cell moving in along Paris Pike between Lexington and Paris. That's actually crossed into Bourbon County now, so it's along US 2768. Southwest of Paris. North Middletown, that storm's going to pass just to your north. Hey, can we go up toward Fleming County?
Sure.
We're getting reports. We had reports of baseball-sized hail up in Fleming County. You got Moorfield there in Nicholas County. We're going to be right on the edge there. Got to probably go a little bit south. You got Flemingsburg right there, and then to the southern part of Fleming County. So it's going to be that part right there along the Licking River, where we are likely going to be seeing if this storm is producing the hail that it had, where that's going to be at this point. So again, you've got Milltown right there. Let's a little to the west of Hillsboro, where we're seeing that particular cell. Tom, we'll go ahead and let you reset everything.
All right. Go ahead and pop you down again and give you an idea of what's going on. Just within the state itself, we've had numerous tornado warnings as we've gone through the early afternoon, now the late afternoon. Any one of these cells has the possibility, in addition to the hail, of the chance of a tornado on the ground. Had multiple reports of them on the ground earlier out in Indiana and also western Kentucky. We've had a lot of reports of massive storms. Now we're dealing with our own here. This one across North Woodford County, if you're in the community of Midway, or just to the west of it, the storm that Bill was talking about coming out of now Lawrenceburg, you folks just about in the clear, but anywhere from Versailles through northern parts of Woodford County up towards Midway and Duckers, right there, that black color, an indication of the possibility of some extremely strong updrafts and some larger hail. So northern Woodford County could be getting hammered with that as well. And on the back end of this, we've got that tornado warning that's in effect. You've got to watch out for that possibility of rotation, and as well, any one of these at any time could produce a tornado. So just to the west of Versailles, now around Lawrenceburg, where that storm dips around to the south there, just to the northeast of Lawrenceburg, now right on the county line. That's an area of concern. Also still tracking a storm that's coming out of what was in northern Madison County and is now cutting across eastern Clark County, heading to the south of Mount Sterling. So Jeffersonville, you're around it, but you see where that hook just kind of curves around on the back end of it, down towards North Garrett County and southeastern Clark County. A lot of hail and that potential right there of the possibility of a tornado as well.
We've got a new tornado warning that has come out. This one is going to be for Marion and Taylor counties. This is going to be in effect until 5:45. So why don't we switch over to because it's going to be right on the edge of our high definition display there. So we may have to switch over to a long pulse.
There you go.
And we'll get a good view of that particular storm. Again, new tornado warnings are coming out until 5:45 for Marion County as well as Taylor County. And these are new thunderstorms that are continuing to redevelop over similar areas that have seen storms already happen. So you've got Springfield here, you've got Lebanon, and it's going to be then back toward Campbellsville where we are seeing, again, a potentially tornadic storm. And remember, these are moving northeast 55, 60, 65 miles an hour. So you are looking at these storms that will be, again, moving very quickly. So you folks in Mercer County and Boyle County, northern Casey County, be aware that you've got potentially tornadic storms sitting to your southwest. Although your counties aren't under warnings at this point, that can change very, very quickly. So from Springfield there, again, back toward Lebanon, there you've got Campbellsville. So there's your tornado warning. You can see the outline of it that we're talking about with the polygon. Just north of Campbellsville, so this warning is really more for Lebanon at this point. For you folks there, again, it's a tornado warning until 5:45. Again, severe weather is continuing for many communities around the area. We hope you took time before these storms hit to think about where your safe spots were, to be prepared for the storms. As you look at the bigger picture right now, include clustering of storms to the north. They're just now beginning to work their way into eastern Kentucky. You've got the Mountain Parkway there going through Powell County, and it's that storm right there in southern part of Clark County, extreme northern Estill, now really moving into Powell County there by Clay City. For you folks in Clay City, you need to get to your shelter now. This storm, we just saw some video came in from northern Madison County. That storm certainly had rotation with it. It went through northern Madison County. You've got the Mountain Parkway, you've got Clay City. So again, we are looking at certainly damaging wind gusts as a potential, as well as large hail potential in addition to the tornado threat from this particular storm. Clay City and Stanton, you folks are the next ones in line for that particular cell as it works its way now into eastern Kentucky. You've got heavy rain, maybe some hail getting into the southern part of Montgomery County, Camargo and Jeffersonville. The storm has passed by Winchester. You switch sides on me.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's all right. Hey, we've got this storm now, northern Woodford County, right along I-64. So from Midway up to the interstate, getting into the southern part of Scott County, right over Midway. You folks in Midway likely getting very heavy rain and hail as the storm arcs back toward the northern part of Woodford County. It's going to be not far from Three Chimneys. You see that little arcing right in there. So again, the potential does exist north of Versailles, where this storm could indeed be a tornado producer. There is a warning out for that storm at this point. The storm looks to be passing just south of Frankfort. So for you folks there, you're probably just getting some heavy rain with the core of the storm just now moving into the northern part of Woodford County. Duckers, you're still getting in on the heavy rain there at the Franklin and Woodford County lines. This storm is on a path that's going to take it into the northern part of Fayette County. We've got a line now that runs from Lawrenceburg, continuing then down toward Washington and Marion counties. Again, we have a new tornado warning up as you get down toward Lebanon there in Marion County. So again, the warnings keep continuing for us as we go through the latter part of this afternoon, as we go through 5:20 here. Things changed very quickly. Half hour ago, hardly any warnings, and then it just came one right after the other, and it's still continuing. We were far from this event being over. So new storms developing there. You see them in the northern part of Casey County, going there along Highway, I think it's 68, between Lebanon and Campbellsville, and then continuing up a Highway 55 towards Springfield. All these places, again, seeing severe weather at this point. This new storm is getting ready to move into Mercer County. So for you folks there, be aware, and again, look how quickly that storm in northern Casey County is developing. That's going to be right there at the Casey-Boyle County line. Then you get over toward Lake Harrington, Garrett, Mercer County. Again, for you folks there, that's going to be, just, at this point, just a garden variety storm. That one is not severe at this point, but we've got plenty more out there. Head on up toward the northern, big picture. Again, a lot of clustering to the north at this point, and then more supercells as we look to the south. Flemingsburg, there again, you're getting on the heavy rain and hail at this point. That then continues on. We're getting reports of tennis ball-sized hail. tennis ball size hail. And that's from the storm that was in Anderson County. So it's this cell. Come on back. And this would have come in a couple of minutes ago. So that's the storm that is now at the Woodford and Scott County lines. So again, near the community of Midway, this storm has a history of tennis ball size hail. So again, the large hail moving there along I-64.
Live picture of Henryville, Indiana.
Okay, we're one of the places that was hit earlier this afternoon. This is Henryville, Indiana. Wow. That is a community that has been devastated by one of the tornadoes that occurred today. And again, you see the damage. This is coming in from Wave.
No, this is a very good picture of the storm in Madison County.
Okay. We got a picture to show you also from the storm as it went through Madison County. Did you get the video I sent you?
Yes.
Okay. Is that being processed over, hopefully? Okay. We got video in from Madison County of what may have been the storm. We got the picture from Ashley Carter Wells. You guys got that in system or not? No. Okay, we'll look at it later. Again, as pictures come in, we'll present them to you. Let's keep with the live stuff right now with what's actually happening. And again, you're looking at Powell County, Montgomery County, you got Clark County right here, so it's where these three counties converge, where you're seeing again what was at one time a tornadic storm. Has the warning been extended into Powell County yet?
Let me look.
It certainly is a severe thunderstorm. We're still checking whether or not that storm remains potentially tornadic.
Yeah, Powell County until 5:45.
Okay, so it's a tornado warning for Powell County until 5:45. So again, for you folks in Stanton, Clay City, you folks there around Bethel, be ready to and be in your shelters now. The storm may be passing just north of Clay City at this point. Let's go ahead and highlight the warnings that we have on here. And these need to be, our update's coming in a little slow here this afternoon. We apologize for that. So as we're waiting for the warnings to update, we'll just tell you that again, we do have the potential for severe thunderstorms over a pretty broad area. Tornadic thunderstorms remain a possibility as well. And you know, the best thing to do when something is not going, you should go with what works. That's the MaxTrack Live Doppler.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've got the picture in now. Let's go ahead and take a look at that as we reset everything here for you. This picture came in from Ashley Carter Wells. Wow. So that is the cell in northern Madison County. And that is certainly a wall cloud, a very low rotating wall cloud. So again, combine that with some of the video that we've seen come in. We more than likely had a tornado going through the northern part of Madison County. That was about 15, 20 minutes ago when that occurred. That's the cell that is now in Powell County. So that one is the one that remains potentially a tornadic storm. That's the one we're looking at right there on the MaxTrack Live. That is just south of Jeffersonville. That's going into the northern part of Powell County back towards Stanton. So again, that is one of the storms that does continue to be potentially tornadic for us as we go through the latter part of this afternoon. Tornado watch continues for most of the area until 9 for eastern Kentucky. That is going to be in effect until midnight tonight. Although the forward speed of this entire cluster seems to be accelerating. So as we look now, there you see the back edge of this is now running from about Lebanon to Springfield, then to Anderson County, on up toward Georgetown. So that again is looking like the back edge of a lot of the potential for the worst of the weather as the entire cluster begins to move rapidly eastward. In fact, we go to the MaxTrack 3D here, the big picture. And you see again that the main batch has passed by Louisville. They're done. You look around Bowling Green, we still have some very big thunderstorms continuing for those folks. And for us, again, this line of storms continues to push through. Again, tornadic storms do remain a possibility, and we'll come back in on the MaxTrack Live to what was likely the strongest of these storms, at least at this point. And this is the one that's going through the northern part of Woodford, the southern part of Scott, and now moving in on the northern part of Fayette County. And this storm is past Midway. It's going through right around the bypass there, the south side of Georgetown. Again, this storm may have been briefly tornadic on its path through Anderson County. You see now the heavy rain and potentially some hail moving into the northern part of Fayette County. That's going to be up around the Horse Park, up there around Ironworks Pike. So again, for you folks there, you've got the core of this storm moving in on you now.
And a quick rundown of all the warnings that are out there as they stand. If you're just clicking us on, we've got tornado warnings. These are just tornado warnings for Bath County till 5:45. The same for Estill County. Now Marion County until 5:30, which is shortly. They're set to expire. Menifee County, Montgomery County, Powell County, Taylor, and Washington, and a lot of those have 5:30 to 5:45 expiration time, so we've got another 15-20 minutes on the majority of them.
All right, for the Bath County warning, it looks like it's going to be the southern part of Bath County from I-64 and southward. It's that storm. It's in northern Powell County, southern Clark County now. Again, southern part of Montgomery County now, moving along Highway 460. That storm is heading toward Menifee County and Frenchburg. So again, for you folks there, be aware that you have what is a potentially tornadic thunderstorm coming your way, and with that in mind, the potential does exist for these storms to drop a tornado with very little warning. We always advise you where your safe spot is. If you're not sure where your safe spot is, do this. We call it duck. This is how you find where your safe spot is. You go downstairs, you get to the lowest level you can. If you have a basement, you go to the basement. Otherwise, you just get to the ground floor. We are looking at you. They get under something sturdy. The sea and duck is center of the house. Use as many walls as you can as layers of protection. And finally, it's K, that's keep. You keep your head down, you keep away from doors and windows, sources of flying glass. So we are going to be advising you where to go in case you have tornadic weather coming towards you. We've got our sister station out of Indianapolis, WTHR. They are flying over southern Indiana where the tornadoes came through. These are the pictures coming in from WTHR out of Indianapolis. And you're looking at southern Indiana there and the damage that has taken place. That, you're again are looking at live pictures out of WTHR. I've actually flown in that helicopter. But again, you're looking at the severe damage that has occurred. And it looks like 3 dead in, what community is this? I think it's Henryville. It looks like Henryville, Indiana is where they are looking right now. And there, we just lost the live picture from WTHR out of Indianapolis. And so again, we've got everyone in here. We've got Lindsay, we've got Matt, we've got Tom back there behind the curtain. So this is an afternoon and an evening, which we've talked about now for a few days. The potential has been high for storms that can produce a lot of damage in a short period of time. So far, the history has been, for us, hail. And we've had reports of golf ball, tennis ball, baseball size hail. All of these are very damaging weather features. Tornado warnings continue. Tornado watch is up until 9 o'clock. The line of severe thunderstorms continues to accelerate eastward. It's now moving into the northern part of Fayette County. It's in Scott County. It's been going through the northern part of Woodford County. We're also looking at potentially tornadic storms coming out of Powell, going into Bath, as well as Menifee counties, and as well as Marion County and Taylor counties. These are all the places that we are continuing to track storms with the MaxTrack Live Doppler. Let's go ahead and take the MaxTrack Live here. And you can see the lines of storms that are out there. You're looking at a very strong storm, northern Fayette County, southern Scott County, and then you also are looking at the storms off to the east. Tom, you got?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and track some of these and give you an idea where they are. I was just looking at our feed as well. There's a report of some pretty significant but unverified damage out towards LaRue County. Had you guys heard about that? That's the same county, of course, that got hit twice in the same day back on Wednesday. They're saying significant damage. Route 61, which is right by the I-65 interchange. Debris and building materials on the road out there. And so some of the storms that went through there earlier possibly running into some of that debris.
All right. Right now you're looking at the MaxTrack Live. We are focused on northern Fayette County with that particular cell. That's what it looks like on the radar display. Here's what it looks like from our WeatherBug camera live from St. Joseph Hospital looking back toward the north. And again, you see the darkening sky to the north and west. So that's that thunderstorm cell that we are looking at there. That storm certainly has the potential for damaging wind gusts as it really is beginning to sharpen up. We are watching that storm also for the potential any rotation out of it, and that's one of the ones that we will continue to monitor. And yes, there's hail likely with that storm. That hail straddling the Scott-Fayette County line, a little south of US 460. But again, damaging, that looks like it's trying to put together a nice gust front there, right along the leading flank there. That's getting across, say, Leestown Road, headed along about the north split there at I-75. In fact, can we get the traffic tracker from I-75, the north split? See if we can get that one called up for you, because that's going to be about where that storm is at this point. And again, strong damaging winds. As you see everything sharpen up like that, that's a sign that it's trying to put down what's essentially a gust front. And if that occurs, then you get very strong straight line winds as that storm comes across the northern part of Fayette County. You're looking there, that's the live picture from I-75. And again, right about where we're showing the storms in progress, everything seems to be moving along okay there at the interstate. We're probably about a mile or so away from where, when you look at this, the radar display right now, the cell itself is about a mile away, about a mile to the west of where we are looking at that. So I'm going to tell the folks back there in the control room, keep watching this shot over the next couple of minutes. And if you see things change on this, go ahead and take it back again. I suspect you'll see some pretty strong wind gusts occurring there over the next couple of minutes. So that could be a very interesting picture to look at as that cell comes across the northern part of Fayette County.
Just got a call from a lady out in Trapp near Winchester in Clark County. Said she had some golf ball sized hail that she, after the storm, went out and got, and she says she has proof of it. It's in her fridge. So, yeah, we've got storms in addition to the hail, which Bill said has been really one of the bigger issues here. Still tornado warnings ongoing as you get out to around Frenchburg. You can see just to the east now of Jeffersonville, that purplish black color, an indication of those very strong updrafts and the possibility of some hail with these storms. Coming up on the western edge of Menifee County. Some of these storms taking very similar tracks to the ones that we had to deal with on Wednesday through some of the same communities. So folks that are already worn out, stressed out from having to deal with that midweek. We're now back into it around Frenchburg. So as that storm rockets off to the northeast, folks, just to the north of Frenchburg, you want to watch out for that.
We're talking about the I-75 traffic cam. Take a look at it now, how things have changed over the last couple of minutes. Very heavy rain has now arrived there, and again, it's hard without leaves on the trees to gauge if there's any wind going along with that. But again, that was what we were watching there on the MaxTrack Live Doppler. You see again the change that occurred over the last couple of minutes as that cell has begun to arrive in the northern part of Fayette County, right there at the north split of I-75 and I-64. So that is, again, one of the areas that we continue to watch. We do have other severe storms that are continuing to be ongoing across the area.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and check those out as well, because in addition to what's going on across northern Fayette County, still a number of warnings out. We'll take you down to the south and show you what's going on around Danville. You folks have the appearance of what is a number of severe thunderstorm warnings covering multiple counties in its breadth there. So from Harrodsburg running down through Lancaster and also Danville north of Stanford. Right there, some torrential rain, also the possibility of some damaging wind. And as we zoom it back out again and take you off to the east, the main storms as far as the biggest threat for the possibility of tornadic development still look to be a little bit out to the east, the one that we're tracking that's heading out through Frenchburg. And as you get into the western edge now of Menifee County, you can see that one continues to just get right to the west of Frenchburg. Getting reports out of Powell County, the dispatchers saw some rotation as the storm passed through, and also got some reports of quarter-size hail that put that right up to around severe levels.
So the severe thunderstorm threat continues. Tornadoes become a threat with any of these storms as well. Tornado watches do continue until 9 o'clock for the I-75 corridor and points west, and until midnight for areas in eastern Kentucky, although given the speed that these storms seem to have acquired, the eastward movement really has accelerated. I would suspect at this point that we won't be carrying that threat for severe weather completely through the night tonight. That being said, for the next couple of hours, we do continue with the threat for damaging winds, large hail. Large hail really seems to be the key player with a lot of these storms, but our tornado warning does continue, and that is until 6:15 for Bath, Elliott, Menifee, Montgomery, Morgan, Powell, and Rowan counties. Just a couple of minutes ago, we were continuing to track what may be a storm producing baseball-sized hail, and this is, again, just passed by Stanton at this point. In fact, it's all the way almost to Frenchburg at this point. So, again, things are moving close to 60 miles an hour, if not faster, with many of these thunderstorms. We did have a report of a funnel cloud near Jeffersonville and also near Clay City with that cell that is moving along now Highway 460.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so again, we're what looks to be developing a pretty good hook echo south of Frenchburg. That's going to be still south of US 460. Still fairly broad. Well, that's a good meso low. We'll see if that tightens up. And again, with the velocity displays, the reds and the greens next to each other, never a good thing. And that's what we are seeing now crossing the Menifee-Powell County lines. So for you folks there, again, the threat is very real. And what we always advise you to do is, when we're telling you to get to your safe spot, this is what we want you to do. It's called duck. And again, we always remind you, what is really gratifying going out to the schools now, and the kids know what duck is. We start talking about it, they know what to do. They get downstairs, they get to the basement or the ground floor. They get under something sturdy. Big heavy table, staircase, something that can protect you from flying debris. Center part of your house, put as many walls as you can between you and the outside. Use those as blockers, as layers of protection. And finally, the K is keep. Keep your head down, keep away from doors and windows, sources of flying glass. You do these things, you can find where your safe spot is in the event of severe weather. If you have power outages, these are the numbers to call if you're a customer of Kentucky Utilities. The number is 1-800-981-0600. If you're with the Bluegrass Energy folks, 1-888-655-4243. Or if the Jackson Rural Electric Co-op, 1-800-262-7480. Again, those are the numbers to call if you are encountering power outages. Those are the folks that can help you get your power back on. You look at the big picture. Here is the line of thunderstorms as it continues to go through, and really what had been a fairly slow-moving line of storms through most of the afternoon over the last hour and a half has really begun to accelerate eastward. And so you see it's cleared the Louisville metro, it's cleared Cincinnati, it's also gone ahead and is now working its way through the Lexington area.
And also down to the south, popping the Max Track live back up, watching this cell that's coming out of Lincoln County out towards Danville, just to your east, and coming across Lancaster, central Garrett County. Tornado warning up for that extends out into western parts of Madison County. If you're in and around Lancaster, especially communities south of that, as this storm is tracking off to the north and the east, that's the area that you're going to want to be on the lookout for. So as you get towards Paint Lick, coming across 27 there just to the north of Stanford, that's an area off to the southeast. And of course, that stronger cell that's still impacting folks out towards Menifee County. That one continues with tornado warnings. You see a cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings off to the north. That storm cutting right across central parts of Menifee County through Frenchburg, just to the north of Frenchburg, likely getting some big-time hail. And as well, right on the south side there, where you see that little almost curlicue look coming towards Denniston. It's actually on the south end of one of the warning boxes there. That's an area as well towards Menifee County to be concerned about.
Let's head back to the west. Let's go back to the storm that is in Garrett and Lincoln County. That is a tornado warning for Boyle, Garrett, Lincoln, Madison County. That's going to be in effect until 6 o'clock. And it's that storm there right at the southern edge of Boyle County, the northern part of Lincoln County. That's headed right toward Lancaster. So again, for you folks in Lancaster, you need to be in shelter now. The storm is on a path that will take it toward Paint Lick, Kirksville, in the western parts of Madison County. This is an area that saw a storm go by a little while ago. This is north of Stanford. So again, if you're in Stanford, the storm is passing by just to your north. But we're talking about the folks there in the northern part of Lincoln County. Go ahead and run the time of arrival. Stanford, again, passing north of there. Logantown, you look there towards, say, Judson at 549. Again, Hyattsville, you're looking at some of the smaller communities. Lancaster, 548. So again, about 5-6 minutes away from you at this point. Some of the other communities, you can see them as they scroll across your screen. As you're looking at the times of arrival, Kirksville comes in at around 5:56, so that's in about another 15 minutes or so. Duncannon, you're getting there into the middle part of Madison County with that particular cell. So again, the storm is headed toward Lancaster. For you folks in Lancaster, you've got heavy rain ongoing now. For you folks in Lancaster, you guys need to be in your safe spot, in your shelter now. That goes for anyone in the northern part of Lincoln County, north of Stanford as well. Let's go ahead and show you the pictures that we have in. Golf ball size hail came in out of Madison County. Wow. Again, you see the right there along with the pictures. So you see the strong one from Garrett County. One of the storms that has gone by. Again, we thank the folks. Once it is safe, you send the pictures in. Don't do it as the storm is ongoing. You want to make sure you stay safe. That is a very impressive cloud out of Jessamine County. Not sure which storm it was. We've had a couple that have gone through Jessamine County. Again, you see the billowing cumulus cloud there. That picture is, I believe, from Matt Fields. I'm not positive on that. But again, you see what is a well-defined wall cloud, likely a funnel cloud from Madison County there. Again, it's going to be probably northern part of Madison County. Again, another well-defined wall cloud. That is an impressive looking feature. You folks should have been in shelter instead of taking those pictures. Again, we still advise you, and again, that one is exceedingly dramatic, again, from northern Madison County. When it is safe, you take the pictures and you send them in to us. Don't put yourself in harm's way. We can't emphasize that enough, that we want you to be safe. We're always appreciative of the pictures that you send us, but again, we don't want you to be endangering yourself. That's why over the last couple of days we've been advising you how to be prepared, how to be ready, how to be safe in the event these storms go by. And again, we've had numerous reports of funnel clouds now. You saw the dramatic pictures there with Madison County. You folks there in Lancaster, you've got a nasty storm coming your way, and you guys need to be in your shelters now in the northern part of Garrett County as well. That's going to be headed toward Madison County. For you folks there in Kirksville and Paint Lick, be aware that that storm's heading your way too, and that's eventually heading into Madison County. We are continuing to track the storm that's in Menifee County, that's headed toward Denniston. So again, these are all the storms that are out there. Keep in mind, you see everybody working behind me. Everybody is gathering data. Matt, what were you just pointing at there? Okay. The storm that he was somewhere around Garrett County is where he was looking. We've got Tom Ackerman, we've got Lindsay Schwartzwalder, we've got Matt Ortiz, we've got the entire staff in here for you this evening as we track these potentially dangerous thunderstorms as they move across Kentucky. Let's go back to the Max Track Live Doppler. And wow, what was that one you just had up there? No, go ahead with the radar picture you just had, whatever was just up there a second ago.
That was Menifee County.
Wow.
Yeah, on the back end of it right there.
Yeah, for you folks there just east of Frenchburg, that's Denniston, along Highway 460, you folks, my goodness, you guys need to be in shelter right now, and obviously you should have been there a few minutes ago with that cell. So that one, again, that is as good a hook echo as you are ever going to see. Right in there as they were drawing that on, you got the hail core back here, back toward Frenchburg. This is all wrapping in just like that. So again, along Highway 460, this is, right, that dark line you see there, that's the Menifee-Morgan County line. So that's the area that we're talking about. You've got Highway 460 working its way right through there. The community of Denniston, that is about as classic a representation of a tornadic storm as you will see. Whether or not it's actually hitting the ground, it's going to be close, but at the very least, you've got extremely strong rotation in that cloud. You've got a wall cloud certainly hanging low from that cloud. Whether or not it's actually reaching the surface, well, that we can't completely tell you with the radar. All we can tell you is what the tendency, what the potential of that storm is. But when you look at the velocity displays there, you are seeing the reds and the greens next to each other, and the bright reds and the bright greens, indicating very fast movement toward and away from the radar sites. And so with that in mind, you've got almost 100 miles per hour of shear right there that you're looking at. When you've got the stuff going away at close to 60, moving toward at close to 50, you can do the math on that. And again, that's near the community of Ezell, near the community of Denniston. You folks need to be in shelter. This storm is on a path that will take it along and north of 460. Heaven forbid it gets back to West Liberty, where, of course, we're still cleaning up damage from Wednesday's storm. But again, that cell right over Denniston, that is one that you folks need to be in shelters now. Well, I'll get out of the way. I'll let you see the storm times as that works its way through. You can see Artville 551, Ezell 551, and that storm then works its way eastward. Some of the smaller communities there as you get into Morgan County. And finally, the storm will at some point be somewhere near West Liberty sometime during the 6 o'clock hour. So that's that cell. Let's go back to the cell in Garrett County. It sounds like it's raining awfully hard here. We get the losing a little bit of a satellite feed. We are looking at
right through central Garrett County up towards Richmond.
We're looking at the heavy rain there in Madison County. That storm again was potentially tornadic. It had a warning that was issued for it. So you got that storm. It's moved out of northern Lincoln. It's moved out of Boyle County. We've got heavy rain right now in Lexington as well. You see that storm there. Do we have a warning on the Fayette County?
It doesn't look like it. It was severe thunderstorm, northern Fayette County.
Severe thunderstorm warning, northern Fayette County. We were looking at that on the WeatherBug camera a second ago. And right now, let's bring that back up for the WeatherBug. Yeah, let's go to the WeatherBug camera. This is what we're looking at in Fayette County right now.
It goes until 6 o'clock.
All right, so we got the severe thunderstorm warning until 6. There is your live look in Fayette County. Whereas we've got a severe thunderstorm moving through at this point. Heavy rain, the potential for hail with this storm. That one is at the very back edge of all the severe stuff. And so again, that's the look that you're getting from our WeatherBug camera live from St. Joseph Hospital. It's like a little hail that's passing in front of the camera lens as well. So again, that is the strong severe thunderstorm that is ongoing in Fayette County at this point. And again, this is a storm that is potentially severe. We do have the severe thunderstorm warning that continues until 6 o'clock.
Okay, we got a tornado warning for Bourbon and Nicholas County through 6:15.
Is that severe thunderstorm or tornado?
Tornado.
Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in on that. We just had a report in one Kentucky fatality now coming out of southern Kenton County. New tornado warnings also for Adair County. So these are the new tornado warnings that are coming in. Tornado warning for Bourbon, Nicholas, and that is going to be in effect until 6:15.
I've lost the ability to zoom, so we may need to switch over to the 3D.
Okay, we can do that. Let's look here on our other MaxTrack display, and as we do so, in fact, we can go to the WeatherBug camera again and show you what's going on. Just go ahead and reset our main radar.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to reboot.
We took a power hit a while ago.
Pictures of Lawrenceburg.
Okay, from Lawrenceburg, from Anderson County. Here we go. Again, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, that is... This was obvious rotation that was taken over 12 Oaks subdivision. Brian Fleck sent that picture into us. That is an absolutely classic looking funnel cloud, wall cloud combination. That's the storm that went into the northern part of Woodford County as well. That storm is what has gone through the northern part of Fayette County. So again, you're looking at these storms. Why do we keep issuing or we're reporting on the tornado warnings? Because you see images like this. There may or may not be a touchdown with that at this point, but what we are seeing are storms that are capable of dropping these tornadoes literally at any point in their life cycles. And so you have to have these warnings out in advance so that you folks can know when to get into shelter, get ready for these storms to come on by. Again, great pictures, dangerous pictures, great pictures though. Nonetheless, we prefer you to wait until the storms have gone by. That's a picture from Lexington, again, of a descending wall cloud and rain shaft that you see there. This one also from Fayette County, again, just an impressive updraft, it looks like at that point, that you are seeing with these thunderstorms as they have worked their way through Fayette County. So again, that's from the south side of Lexington. That's like the storm that went through about an hour ago as we saw that one develop rapidly across Jessamine and Fayette counties. Right now we're getting reports that for you folks in Menifee County, that Menifee County dispatch has been literally overwhelmed or is being overwhelmed with the number of calls going in. We were showing you that storm that was over in Denniston. Again, if you have an emergency, then you get a hold of the folks at dispatch. If you are just there to ask questions, hold off a little bit, wait for the storms to pass. But again, if you have an actual emergency, that's when you call your folks at the local county dispatch. We had a problem earlier with even Lexington's 911s being overwhelmed earlier with the storms. Phone calls are coming in back here all over the place. That's what I can hear going on. How are we doing on the radar? Almost up?
Almost there.
Almost there. What we'll do is go over to the MaxTrack 3D. And in fact, we'll hit this button right here, and there you go. And you see the picture that we are showing you. Again, the back edge of these storms is just now coming up on I-75. We're getting pretty close to it. And so we will see our conditions, at least in the Lexington area, begin to improve shortly, although to the southwest, the threat for severe weather is going to be continuing for a while as well. So that's the view off of the MaxTrack 3D. And now we're going to bring you back live onto the MaxTrack Live. And when we do that, you can see that we're looking at that new cluster of storms to the southwest. That again has tornado warnings that are issued for it. We're getting again reports of large hail coming in from many, many places. Baseball-sized hail came out of Hart County, so that's off to our southwest. Madison County Emergency Manager reports hail the size of eggs. That was 2 miles west of Richmond. That occurred a couple of minutes ago. In fact, we've got pictures of very large hail that came in out of Lawrenceburg. That's better than golf ball, a little bit better than golf ball size that you're seeing there in Anderson County. So the characteristic of a lot of these storms has become hailers. They are hail-producing storms, but also hail-producing storms, when you have updrafts that strong to produce ice that big, can indeed produce tornadoes with very little warning. Again, we've shown you the other pictures that have been coming in. That's the storm West Liberty. Wow, here we go again for you folks in Morgan County. So again, you're seeing again the classic hook as you're looking there in Morgan County. This is what's come through. You get another picture of the golf ball size hail out of Madison. Let's go back to the our radar display. So here we go. You look at that storm. We're zoomed in on Morgan County. You see West Liberty. So again, West Liberty, which was hit hard by an EF2 tornado on Wednesday. We have our second cell in a couple of days coming into Morgan County. You've got US 460 going right through here. You've got Ezell right here. It is just north of Ezell at this point in Morgan County. Again, the hook presentation about as classic as it gets. You've got your hail core here. You've got everything wrapping in right like that. You've got State Highway 772 right there, and that's going to be north of 460 along Highway 772. You've got the community of West Liberty here. With any luck, this goes north of West Liberty, but it's close enough right now for you folks in West Liberty. You guys need to be in your shelters waiting for this storm to come by, and again, hopefully this will miss you to the north. Can we get a road right here, whatever one that one is? That's going to be to the northwest of Ezell, whichever highway that is. Tom?
I was talking to Matt, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Where are you looking? Right here?
Yeah, the one right there. Yep. That's 772. Okay, so again, along Highway 772, northwest of or northeast of Ezell, you folks need to be in shelter as that storm is coming right along Highway 772. Hail to the north, wrapping into the south and southwest of that. Let's come back to the storms now that are back toward the I-75 corridor.
Hey, they've got a report on the ground of a tornado on the ground in Frenchburg. Where'd that come through from, Matt? Call center?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so the storm potentially tornadic.
Possibly, yeah, unconfirmed.
And we also have that storm coming in now into Richmond.
Right, here we go, the Max Track Live, getting it queued up for you. So, yeah, you've got storms stretching from Danville off through Stanford, Lancaster, some of the heaviest of it now, right on top of Lancaster, and it looks like that tornado warning has been extended all the way out through eastern parts of Madison County, so right along the interstate, and we're still just coming up on 6 o'clock, so rush hour traffic heavy along 75, and a lot of folks that maybe not aware this is happening are driving right into this. So if you're anywhere within central Garrett County, and also you can see the cell rolling northeast just to the south of Richmond. I'll zoom in a little bit more right along the interstate there between Berea and Richmond down towards Kirksville. This is the area that you need to watch out for torrential rain, plenty of lightning, and as our live Max Track sweep rolls on by, the potential for some hail out of this one, although it's not as obvious as some of the other ones, but still any one of these storms could possibly become tornadic, as we've seen some of the reports, the incredible pictures that we're getting in here. Quick rundown on the warnings as they stand, just to get you up to speed. It's good to just go through the list every once in a while because they've been updated. A lot of them have been extended. We've got Adair County, Bath County, Bourbon County. These are all tornado warnings. Adair, Bath, Bourbon, Carter, Clark, Elliott, Fleming, Garrett, Johnson, Knox, Lewis, Madison, Mason, McCreary, Menifee, Morgan County, Nicholas County, Robertson, Rowan, Taylor, Whitley, and Wolfe with tornado warnings. So it's pretty much if you've got a storm that's popping anywhere in your vicinity, you've got to treat it as a potentially tornadic storm just due to the environment that we've been in, the setup that we've been under that we prepped you for earlier this morning, and now is becoming realized. A lot of the storms, kind of that back edge of the arc, it seems to be clearing from Cynthiana down through Lexington and Harrodsburg. So the threat is now shifting more into an eastern Kentucky threat for these storms. I want to pop it back over to the National Weather Service radar out of Jackson. That report of a potential tornado on the ground in Frenchburg, and just look at the back end of that storm coming through West Liberty. Of course, we've got to wait a little bit for the data to update via the National Weather Service, but this is Jackson's radar, and it's that classic hook on the back end just coming into the west of West Liberty. These are some areas that were harder hit from the storms that came through earlier in the week, midweek on Wednesday. So if you are in West Liberty, you need to go ahead and take shelter, wait for the storm to pass through, and get a quick storm track on it for you to give you an idea where it's heading. We're talking about 26 by about 5:55, Woods Bend by about 5:56, and this particular cell is moving off to the east-northeast, and they've been moving 60, maybe 70 miles per hour.
We've also had reports coming in now from West Liberty funnel cloud, a public report of a funnel cloud near West Liberty. That's in Morgan County. Again, that's a public report of a funnel cloud near West Liberty. So that's, again, one of the things that is, and given the radar presentation, you certainly can't argue with that public report, again, coming in from folks in Morgan County. Again, considering a lot of folks there are still cleaning up, you hope that ends up passing by just to the north or dissipates before arriving. But again, for you folks in West Liberty, you need to be in your shelters at this point. You need to be there right now. Again, the characteristic of many of these storms is they become hailers. Reports from areas around Junction City and Boyle County of hail golf ball size. We've been showing you the pictures of other golf ball size hail that's come in. We've had hail reports up to the size of eggs. There's a baseball size hail out of Anderson County. So for you folks in Lawrenceburg, that's what you saw come through. That's the kind of hail that can really produce some significant damage. Again, more hail, large hail coming out of Anderson County from these storms. We've had an unconfirmed report of what may be a high school, or at least reports coming in Louisville being hit, and we don't know which one yet. Cruiser window in Kirksville got knocked out by the storm when it went through. But again, these storms are accelerating pretty rapidly off to the east. When you're looking at the big picture here, Lexington, the west side of Lexington, Georgetown, Frankfort, Lawrenceburg, Harrodsburg, Versailles, Nicholasville, you folks are done. We're pretty much at Cynthiana. The danger looks to have passed now. Where we are still in danger from these storms, Danville, Richmond, Winchester, Carlisle. You get up toward Owingsville, Moorhead, Irvin. Take a look at that storm in the eastern part of Madison County. That's right at the edge of what was a tornado warning.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that has not been extended eastward. But you see likely some hail coming in toward Waco. The storm is around Duncannon. Again, the storm circulation is not far from Duncannon, right there where you see the split off of 421 and 25 in central Madison County. New severe thunderstorms, again, remain possible, especially off to the east. Tornado warning now. Adair, Casey, Russell counties. That is going to be in effect until 6:30 Eastern time. Again, that's going to be a 6:30 Eastern time, 5:30 Central time tornado warning for Adair, Casey, and Russell counties. So that is, again, one of the storms that we are tracking right there, and that one is going through the southwest.
Yeah, and right here we've got it zoomed in to show you where it is going to run off into the east, clipping southern Casey County, northern Russell County, and it's just at the western edge of Adair County, so right where our viewing area begins. And you can see the core, that black-looking core of the storm, the potential for some hail. And of course, as you get onto the southern end of that storm would be that chance for some tornadic development. So the tornado warning out, Adair County as well, the storm rolling off to the northeast. And again, between about 60 to 70 miles per hour with these storms fairly consistently. So if you're in and around Columbia, the worst of the heavy rain and potential hail is going to hit you. But on the more southern end of Adair County there, just to the south of you, that's where the possibility of maybe some rotation and a possible tornado would exist. So folks anywhere within the county need to take the appropriate precautions.
All right, and again, reports are coming in now of all kinds of damage from all over Kentucky. Again, you've been sending in your pictures to help kind of put things into perspective. We're going to send it over to Nancy and Kevin.
All right, thank you, Bill. Indeed, damage reports have been coming in. This is a storm that is hitting many places. No one particular region affected here tonight, but many places suffering a lot of damage today.
All started down near the Gulf, as Bill has been telling us for the last couple of days, swept up through Alabama, death and destruction all along that path, all the way up into southern Indiana, which was hit particularly hard. We've been told that the town of Marysville is gone. Tremendous amount of damage in Henryville, where the junior-senior high school has been destroyed. That was confirmed by our sister station in Louisville, Wave 3.
And 3 confirmed dead
and
in
3
Indiana
confirmed dead
well.
so far, yeah. One in, southern Kenton County here in Kentucky. The other deaths in southern Indiana. It has been as unbelievable as it looked on the radars, and with all of the warnings, we can only hope that we knew it was coming and everyone was prepared. Let's send it back over now to Bill Meck.
All right, and with the storms that have been out there, we are continuing to track everything that's out there. The good news, if you're trying to find your silver lining, is that for the northwestern third of the area, and that's Lexington, Georgetown, Frankfort, Versailles, Lawrenceburg, places that have been hit pretty hard, you may even see the sun coming out right now. The worst of these storms are over. That being said, we still have dangerous weather ongoing for folks to the south and east, as tornado warnings do continue for Taylor County, for Casey County, for Russell County. Again, all of these are under tornado warnings. You folks in West Liberty, in Morgan County, you have tornado warnings ongoing as well, and all of those storms are, again, potentially dangerous. We've told you time and again how to be in your safe spots.
Got a report from law enforcement out of West Liberty of a tornado possibly on the ground, and right there you can see from that presentation. Wow.
I mean, how rare is a tornado in Morgan County to begin with, and now the potential for 2 of them here in 2 days is nothing short of amazing. Moving east around 55 miles an hour, Kentucky State Police confirmed a tornado on the ground. The storm was located near Liberty Road, in West Liberty, and moving east at around 45 miles an hour. All right, we'll send it back over to Kevin and Nancy with a report from Madison County.
All right, Bill, thank you. Yeah, we've got LEX-18's Jennifer Hoff is down there in Madison County. You saw a picture of a funnel cloud earlier from northern Madison County. Jen, what's happening where you are?
The hail just ended here. We are off of exit 87 off of Interstate 75. It was about pea-sized hail that was falling. The sky real dark right now. One of my sources with Kentucky State Police has reported that its units have spotted a tornado off highways 954 and 52, but they're not sure of the damage, and that is Garrett County. And then he said it had moved into Kirksville, and they were reporting some busted windows in some of their cruisers. Of Kirksville, of course, another town that had been hit with tornadoes in the past. So right now, though, like Bill said, it's lightening up here. That hail came through real quickly, so we're just keeping our eyes to the sky here and see what's coming through, Kevin and Nancy.
Thank you, Jennifer. But now we need to go back to Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck.
And we are continuing to track new thunderstorm development. We've again told the folks who are out of danger, but folks do remain in danger. And we've had new tornado warnings that have come out. Of course, we're tracking what may be a tornado on the ground in West Liberty. We've had that Kentucky State Police report. There you see that, again, classic radar presentation. And again, ground confirmation coming in from the Kentucky State Police. They said that there was a tornado on the ground near Liberty Road there in West Liberty. Where else are we looking at? And that's headed up toward Crockett up there in the northeastern part of Morgan County. Let's go back to the west now because a new tornado warning has been issued. This one is for Garrett County as well as for folks in, is it Garrett and Madison on this one? I'll check it here. Garrett, Lincoln County until 6:30. So again, we're looking at another storm near Stanford that is capable. It's all gone past Stanford already. And there you see again the warning just from Lancaster southward there in Garrett County. The potentially tornadic storm was not far from Stanford, but it looks like it's moved northeast of Stanford now. For you folks in southern part of Garrett County, you get out there toward you folks out there along Highway 52. Again, be aware, it looks like along and just south of Highway 52, and then heading to the south and southeast of Lancaster. Again, this is a new tornado warning that has come out, and this is going to be in effect until 6:30 for you folks in Garrett and Lincoln County.